Officials in New Jersey recently passed a sweeping new law designed to protect the personal information of public officials, including where they live. It comes just months after the son of federal judge Esther Salas was killed by a gunman at their family home. Judge Salas will be our guest in just a moment. But first, here's NBC's Savannah Guthrie with the story.
In New Jersey, Governor Phil Murphy signed Daniels Law.
This is now the law of the land.
The landmark state law designed to protect those who protect us while honoring the son of federal judge Esther Salas for his incredible courage.
I thank you, son, for all you have done, not just for Daddy and I, but for all judicial officers.
Daniels Law makes it a crime to publish the personal information of judges, prosecutors, and law enforcement officers, including their home addresses and phone numbers.
Today, we choose to stand up and do something.
It was named for 20-year-old Daniel Anderl, who was shot and killed at his family's home in July by a gunman disguised as a delivery driver. When the doorbell rang, Daniel and his father, Mark, went to the door.
But Daniel, being Daniel, protected his father. And he took the shooter's first bullet directly to the chest. The monster then turned his attention to my husband.
Mark was shot multiple times but survived. The gunman, Roy Den Hollander, who later took his own life, was a self-described anti-feminist lawyer. Authorities say he compiled personal information about Daniel's mother, Esther Salas, a trailblazing federal judge that he once appeared before. There's now a push to expand Daniel's Law beyond New Jersey.
We must extend these privacy protections nationwide so that no one lives to what Judge Salas and her husband lived through.
Judge Salas and her husband were on hand for the signing, a mother remembering those final moments spent with her son.
In the seconds before his death, Daniel asked me to keep talking to him because he loved talking to me.
Honoring a son and hero whose legacy to protect others will live on.
And Judge Esther Salas joins us now. Wow. I guess my first question is, how are you doing? How are you getting by?
We're doing okay. It's day by day. It's second by second. And we're just trying to work on making sure the right thing gets done and saying what needs to be said for the protection of all federal judges.
This is so horrific, what has happened to your family. How is your husband doing?
Unfortunately, my husband has had a medical setback. He will likely need another surgery. We find out today whether he goes in for that surgery tomorrow. It's been about 13 surgical procedures for Mark.
This is just incredible. Tell me, Judge Salas, about Daniel's Law. What do you want done in the name of your son?
What I would like done in the name of my son is I would like protections. Our federal judges need to be protected. Our federal government has a duty to protect our federal judges. The fact of the matter is that we need to stop this free flow of information about our judges. We need to protect that personally identifiable information, what they call PII. We need to protect that. We need to shield that. Federal judges obviously are well, we know we have to do our job, and we intend on doing our job. And we understand that sometimes our job may upset people. And that's a risk we're willing to take to do the right thing, to do justice. But what we don't accept and what we can't accept is that we, because of the jobs that we are doing, are going to be gunned down, literally gunned down in our homes on a Sunday at 5 o'clock. I mean, these are just things that judges are being threatened, Ms. Brzezinski. The numbers are astronomical. In 2015, the marshals had recorded 926 threats. In 2019, there have been 4,449 recorded threats. This something, if what happened to my son isn't the worst nightmare, what else will happen if we don't do something now to protect our judiciary?
Judge Salas, it's Willie Geist. I'm so terribly sorry for what you've gone through as a mother and a wife and as a family. I look at that young man, that 20-year-old Daniel. I grew up in New Jersey, and I say, I know that kid. I grew up with that kid. And I want to know more about him, but I also want to know about how you feel as a federal judge in terms of your own safety before this incident even happened. In other words, as you just said, you have people before you who are angry with your decisions, who perhaps you put them in prison or someone they know in prison. What is your own personal safety and those of your colleagues in the judiciary at the federal level? How much protection do you have without giving away too much, and how much more do you think you need?
Well, listen, we definitely need more protection. Unfortunately, my tragedy wasn't the first tragedy. Actually, since 1979, 4 federal judges have been murdered. Judge Lefkow in 2005 had her husband and mother killed. And some protections were granted back then, but there wasn't sort of that annual budgetary item that would make sure that our security systems at home were up, were actually maintained properly. We need protection around the federal courts. With cameras need to be upgraded. There's a lot of things that need to be done and need, Mr. Geist, to be done now. Now, time is of the essence. We can't let something like this happen to any other family.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.